Joining me now, Michael Reagan, political commentator and chair of the Reagan Legacy Foundation. Michael, great to talk to you. In that clip, we heard there that this young man is saying that he thought the war would end with the death of Osama bin Laden. In fact, it seems like the opposite has happened in our lifetimes. Are we ever going to see America not involved in some sort of conflict in the Middle East?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, the Middle East has been in conflict since the birth of the Middle East. I don't know why it's going to end, overnight. I think it was everybody's wish, especially Navy SEAL, that once bin Laden was gone, that maybe things would calm down. But as we know now, no, nothing has calmed down. And if there's any failure on America's side there, the failure was not leaving any troops in Iraq, just pulling out. Failure was not having a negotiated settlement with the Iraq leadership to leave those troops there. And now what we have is basically a Band-Aid effect to try and save a situation that we, in fact, helped create.
Now, we know the president is likely going to go back to Congress now and ask for more money and maybe another war authorization to go forth with his new strategy against ISIS, a new phase, I believe he called it. Is this the right thing for the president to do now, try to get more transparency involved or more support from members of Congress?
Well, that's what he's going to try to do, because he doesn't want this situation going on in Iraq to shadow and stall his legacy that he put in place with Obamacare at the beginning of his administration. And the worry is, in his eyes, that this will in fact overtake that. So he doesn't want the failure in Iraq to be that legacy. So yes, in his own eyes, it's a good idea to go back to Congress, ask for more money, put the 1,500 more troops in there now at this point, with maybe more later on. And what will probably happen is that the Congress of the United States will, with some caveats, will probably give him, in fact, the money.
All right, well, let's take a listen to something that Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina said on the ISIS expansion in the new phase. Let's take a listen.
I certainly think we want to make sure that the troops have the resources necessary. I have two brothers active duty in the military today. They're willing to risk their lives. I think they deserve a strategy. I'll make sure that they have the resources, but Congress and the American people deserve to understand the strategy that will be used to use those resources effectively.
All right, so there we hear one member of Congress talking about, the American people deserving more, a better explanation of this strategy. Do you think anything is going to change in terms of how this administration is presenting that strategy?
Well, the issue is really, how do you explain it to the American people? I don't know if I really like the American people being all involved in trying to make all the decisions, because we don't have all the information. But I will tell you, I think what America wants is, what is the strategy for winning? I mean, is it we win, they lose? Is it going to be that simple? Or is it going to be something else? And we've now lost Iraq. I mean, all those areas that we gave our blood for, men and women losing limbs and dying, all those areas have been taken back by ISIL or ISIS and others. That's just incredible. If I was a Gold Star mother, I'd be forming a group of people and marching on Washington, D.C., saying, what the hell were you thinking? That's what I would be doing. So again, this time you need a strategy of winning the day, not winning and then giving it away.
You say Iraq is lost, but all is not lost in terms of there is still a need for the U.S. to do something.
It's not lost if indeed we go in there and want to win whatever we're trying to do. But I think America wants to know, what are we trying to do? What's the plan as far as what is it we're trying to accomplish? Is there a goal that we're trying to accomplish? And can we attain that goal? And that's what America's waiting for. And this president doesn't know how to articulate and do that. And that, in fact, is an incredible problem with the President of the United States.
All right, Michael, we're going to ask you to stick around. We'll talk a little bit more about what's happening in Ferguson, Missouri, and those comments coming from the governor of Missouri, Jay Nixon, as well. Michael Reagan will be back with us. Of course, a lot of folks expecting more of an explanation from the president than what we've heard thus far, and the strategy being to degrade and destroy ISIS. But what exactly does that mean for our troops and for the bottom line, our pocketbooks as well? More to come here on America's Forum. Michael Reagan is back with us after this short commercial break.